What can your body do without a brain? That's right, absolutely nothing. Do you realize that your body's entire job is just to carry your brain around? And you know what? We spend a lot of time making this look pretty. But what are we doing for this? Let's talk about some of those drugs that affect this.
Up in smoke, that's where my money goes. In my lungs.
Dude, Cheech and Chong were wrong. They wrote that song, you remember it? Up in Smoke? That's where my money goes. In my lungs and sometimes up my nose. When troubled times begin to bother me, I take a toke and all my cares go up in smoke. I wish they'd get back together and finish the song. I wish they'd write another verse of what happens after someone actually smokes marijuana, of the effects of marijuana. I'm going to suggest that it's the worst drug available today. We know it affects your time perception, your short-term memory, and your immune system. But do you know why I'm going to suggest it's the worst drug today? Yeah, think about this. If someone smokes a joint, how long are they going to stay high? Right, 15 to 20 minutes. But how long does that stuff stay in their body? Yeah, that's the problem. The stuff stays in your body for weeks, even months. That's crazy. I mean, think about this. A person smokes the joint down to the end of the roach. They get a little bit of that tar and resin on their fingers. It's kind of like the tar from a highway. I mean, if you were walking across the highway and you got some tar on your shoes, Mama's not going to let you in the house till you clean your shoes. Can you just wash that off with the water hose? Or if you got that resin on your fingers, could you just wash that off with water? No. And our body only has water at a temperature of about 98 point something degrees to cleanse itself. You see, a person smokes a joint and stays high for a little while, but that stuff stays in their body for a long while. THC, that's the active ingredient in marijuana. That's the stuff that gets you high. I call it THC because I can't spell delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. That THC and many other tars and other compounds goes into your throat, into your lungs, and then affects every cell of your body. And it takes your body almost 6 weeks to cleanse itself from one lousy joint. All drugs have a half-life. That means how long does it take to get rid of half of that drug? And the chemical THC, it takes a week to get rid of half of that drug. I mean, if somebody smokes a joint every Saturday, think of it this way. They put this much THC in their body, and next week half of it's gone, but then they smoke another joint and they add some more THC to their body, and the next week half of the first one's gone, half of the next one's gone, but they keep adding this THC to their body. Well, guess where all that THC stores? THC likes fatty areas of the body. So what is the most fattiest part of the body? Here? No, right up here. Every brain cell is coated with a little layer of fat. What if we take a brain cell and we start coating that brain cell with this THC? Over time, what do you think continues to happen? Or think of it this way. If I took an insect like an ant and I coated that insect with some tar, what would happen to it? How would it die? That's right, it would suffocate. And in the same way, if we take a brain cell and we begin to coat it with THC over a prolonged period of time, that brain cell can't get any nutrients in, it can't get any of its excrement out, it begins to suffer and over time would actually die. And you say, well, so what? I have like billions and billions of brain cells, but which ones are you willing to lose? Are you willing to give up the ones that help you feel the sensation of a kiss? Or taste the flavor of a hamburger? Oh, and guess what? You don't get to decide. What can your brain do for your body? Everything. What can your body do without a brain? Nothing.